right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Brisk breeze. The rain chances go down, but the wind stays up. What the sky will look like for the Cardinals home opener and an optimistic peek at Monday's eclipse forecast.
Beefing up school security, one district's big investment. The call for help every staff member will have at their fingertips. Our top story, shots fired in a quiet neighborhood as two car owners come face to face with an armed man.
They're extremely lucky, and we could not be more thrilled that they're okay.
Tonight, investigators are questioning the gunman's criminal intent. Tonight, the man accused of committing two separate violent crimes in Brentwood is behind bars. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. This all happened at the Brentwood Forest condominiums last night. Police say the suspect first tried to carjack a woman at gunpoint and then fired shots hitting a man's car. 5 on your side's Robert Townsend is live in the neighborhood tonight with what else he's learned. Robert.
Mike, tonight all is quiet in this neighborhood, but last night Brentwood police rushed here. That's after getting several 911 calls from alert neighbors. Police say it was a terrifying time for two innocent people who crossed paths with one man. They say suspect Dominier Jefferson from St. Louis first tried to steal a woman's Jeep outside her Brentwood home. According to court papers, the woman told officers Jefferson emerged from the bushes and suddenly tapped on her car window.
And he said, "Hey, give me that car," and he had the pistol in his hand.
It happened around 7:30 Tuesday night near this intersection in the Brentwood Forest community.
She decided to get back into her car and drive away.
Investigators say minutes later, Jefferson then approached a man just feet away. In the probable cause statement, the victim said he re-entered his vehicle, at which point he heard multiple gunshots through his rearview mirror. He said Jefferson shot out one of his windows as he sat in his car.
He wasn't injured other than some scrapes from the glass that broke from the projectile. We don't know if that was an intentional target.
Police say thanks to witnesses at the scene, they were able to quickly arrest Jefferson. He told officers he thought more than a dozen people were chasing him.
Witnesses didn't see anyone chasing him. All they saw was him firing the weapon. It's kind of our belief at this point that he's suffering from either some sort of a mental crisis or that he was under the influence of some kind of drug.
As for the two victims,
they're extremely lucky, and we could not be more thrilled that they're okay.
police say Jefferson told them that he was high on ecstasy at the time. Tonight, he sits in jail facing multiple charges. We're live in Brentwood. I'm Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
The city of St. Louis is getting federal help to fight violent crime. Today, the Department of Justice announced it's adding St. Louis to its Violent Crime Initiative. The goal is to target gangs and other violent groups. The DOJ says the program has already been successful in other cities, including Detroit, New Orleans, Memphis, and Baltimore. Mayor Tashara Jones released a statement on today's announcement that says, quote, "Under my administration, homicides in our city have decreased by 40%. Goes on to say, we welcome this opportunity for St. Louis to work with the Attorney General's office as we continue to build upon our progress in reducing violent crime and saving lives."
A disturbing case out of St. Charles County. Tonight, a daycare worker from St. Peter's is being held without bond on child molestation charges. 19-year-old Rudolph Vlati was arrested this week while at work. Investigators say he admitted to sexually assaulting a child at the daycare and having child sex abuse images on his phone. He is also accused of directing a second child victim to perform a sexual act with another adult.
A $400,000 investment. That's what Normandy school leaders have pledged to step up security at all 7 of its schools.
It includes new security officers to complement police officers on campuses. New tonight, Brent Solomon is here to tell us how it also includes a brand new crisis alert system.
Well, it sure does. I just sat down with the district superintendent. He tells me every staff member will have access to that alert system. They can report an emergency by simply touching their employee ID badge.
Remember this altercation showing a Normandy High teacher and student outside a classroom back in January.
I sincerely believe we could have probably drew some urgent attention to that before it escalated.
Superintendent Dr. Michael Triplett is excited about a new security measure his district is rolling out. In minor situations, teachers and school staff can press this new security badge 3 times.
It could be a student skipping, it could be a student cursing a teacher out, a student being non-compliant. Whatever team the principal deemed as a responder, that team goes to that incident.
Pressing it 8 times notifies police.
It automatically shuts your school down, and you have strobe lights all over the place. It shuts your computers down. It put alert school on lockdown.
Normandy Schools just hired 5 new security officers to complement the 3 school resource officers at its middle and high schools.
Have you recovered any guns this school year?
No, we haven't recovered any guns. We recovered things that would be used in a weapon, like magazines, bullets. We get more drug paraphernalia than we do anything else.
So that is detected in the metal detector?
Yes.
This year, the district added a 3rd metal detector at the middle and high schools. Security coordinator Norman Campbell says Normandy also added some 50 surveillance cameras this year. He says there are cameras inside of every classroom in the district.
That's been our new initiative this year, to go around and make sure that our cameras are hitting all of our blind spots.
And on top of all of that, Normandy also rolled out a district-wide radio system this year. The security coordinator can communicate with staff at every school at one time, helpful when there's a major emergency. The district is still looking to hire 2 more security officers.
We're just 17 hours away from the Cardinals home opener. It's an unofficial holiday in St. Louis.
Yeah, tonight Busch Stadium is quiet, but it's going to be a big party tomorrow. The official Cardinals pep rally at Ballpark Village kicks off at 10 a.m. The gates at Busch open at noon. Pre-game festivities, including the parade of players, Cardinals Hall of Famers, and the Budweiser Clydesdales, starts at 2:30. And right-hander Lance Lynn will throw the first pitch against the Miami Marlins at 3:15. And today, the Cardinals unveiled a new exhibit celebrating the Hispanic and Latin players who've worn the birds on the bat.
It also celebrates the voices who call Cardinals games in Spanish. Laura Barczewski is live outside the stadium in Ballpark Village tonight, where you got an inside look, Laura.
Mike and Kelly, this new exhibit is called Viva los Cardinals. It details the present all the way back to 1913 of Hispanic and Latin Cardinals players and more who paved the way for the next generation.
Baseball has no language.
That's Polo Asensio.
There's a saying that I borrowed from Manny Mota, a great Dominican ball player. He said, Polo, baseball is so weird. The baseball is round and comes in a square box. Think about that. And I'm like, what? That makes no sense. Exactly. Baseball makes no sense.
But Polo tries to make it make sense as one of the many voices of the St. Louis Cardinals. He was the first to call the Birds game play-by-play in Spanish, spicing it up with what he calls Poloisms.
La crema se le salió del taco. You know, the cream came off of the taco, or the meat came off of the taco.
So what's that mean in the game? The ball dropped. His story is one of many represented in the Viva los Cardinals exhibit in the Cardinals Hall of Fame Museum, where the exhibits are printed in Spanish and in English.
It's important for me when people come into the museum that they can see themselves.
Museum curator Amy Barra says it's all to inspire fans and make them feel represented in a game that's for everyone by telling stories for every generation.
I think telling the stories of the first guys, Luis Arroyo, Memo Luna, Julian Javier, Miguel Gonzalez, just these are the guys who were the first, and you know, they haven't really been recognized before.
Polo himself even contributed a Fernando Valenzuela jersey, his baseball idol.
I took it back to LA where he works with the Dodgers, and I asked him to sign it, so he signed it for me. So
he says the whole exhibit reaches beyond the baseball diamond.
This is more than baseball. This is about getting people together. There's a saying that I always say, porque en español el béisbol se vive mucho mejor. Because in Spanish, baseball, you can feel it a lot better.
Fans can see the new exhibit anytime this season. Just head over to Cardinals Nation on the 2nd floor over in Ballpark Village. Reporting live downtown, Laura Barczewski, 5 on your side.
And the Today in St. Louis team will get you prepared for the home opener tomorrow.
They will have live coverage from Busch Stadium starting at 4 a.m. And for all you need to know about opening day at Busch and the Cardinals 2024 season, just text the word CARDS to 314-425-5355. And if you are headed down to the ballpark tomorrow, you need to bundle up.
Yeah, it's not going to feel like baseball weather. Weather First Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is here with an opening day forecast that's kind of out of left field.
Yeah, a little bit so. And we're going to have those gusty winds, but it won't be like what we saw out in L.A. when we were dealing with the scenario that played out last week with a rain delay. That's not going to happen here. We're going to be talking about breezy conditions and lots of clouds, maybe a spritz or two. But tonight we've had areas of rain just percolating across the region. Can't seem to kick the system out. We'll nudge it tomorrow about 100 miles or so farther east than where it's been today. Still in the 40s tonight, still the breeze. We'll drop into the upper 30s. Here's your futurecast going into tomorrow morning, starting right around 10 o'clock. Lots of clouds. They actually thicken through the morning. And as we head into tomorrow afternoon, outside of a few spritzes around St. Louis, most of the showers should stay off to our east on the Illinois side. So if you're heading to the game, the winds will still be gusty. It's still going to be chilly. Temperatures are in the 40s tomorrow. Plan accordingly, but we're playing baseball in St. Louis.